Hey guys, so we're back for Beast Invasion. So this will probably be the last video for today, because what I try to do is make the videos kind of if you can imagine, the first half is getting you up to that level, and then maybe the end of the week doing the second half. Simply because I done the last couple of videos on Sunday, well technically yesterday, so I'm very closer to the same kind of buffs and beasts and all that kind of thing. So basically, whatever happened yesterday, I'll probably be different from what it was last Monday. So I'll do this one today. That'll take us, well, if we beat it, that'll take us up to area 60, and then I'll do the rest kind of later on at the weekend if we beat it. But the last one will be a bit dodge. Anyway, so back to the Beast Invasion. We're now going to go for Area 59. We've got a perfect one for me, critical damage buff. We're just going to upgrade that. Then if we look at our actual buffs, rather than me editing the video, I've put it on screen so we can compare them. So this was after me accepting the buff last week. And this is the buff this week. So you could have a wee look. I'll do that a couple of times so you can see them, but as you can see, the blue buffs mean you're 36% for critical damage. On this one you're 24%. Attacks 15, attack 9, counter damage 16. Don't even know if there was counter damage on that one. Oh, there you go. Counter damage 16 versus counter damage 6. Anyway, so we'll go back to the video, and I'll see what it turns out like. I might edit that. But we're at area 59. Hopefully we could just get through that. We're a wee bit too close to comfort the last one, so I'm keeping everything the exact same. And here we go. And I'll get it out of the way. It looks like we're doing 2, then 1. This one looks a bit different. It's went 2, 1, 3. And straight away, looks like we're in trouble. Now bearing in mind, apart from last week with all the blues, I was stuck on 59.3 for 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And it says stuck, you just get to the stage where you just didn't bother doing it anymore. I also find that sometimes doing it later on in the week seems to be a bit easier. But I'm afraid to say, if we lose 3 times in a row, that's the end of the test. That's the whole point of it. So we're still going, well, at least on stage 2 anyway. But you can see a notable kind of difference between having all the blue buffs and having essentially better purple buffs, but just a lot less of them. It's quite comparable to last week, but we were doing, saying that, last week this was kinda as far as I'd ever been. Apart, well, I think we completed number 3, but so did we only get I mean, we were area 63 with just blue buffs. You can say that kind of the first half of the week and the second half of the week, but I was still over level 60, I think. So this looks like it might be a strike one. Even seems a lot stronger, unless there's been some sort of update or something. I just saying that if I've still got the buff, I've not got the buff, you know. And I think we'll have a look at them after. Well, if we lose, but this is only stage 3, so. That's strike 2. It's going to be a very long video if you're getting to strike 2s all the time. I'm not going to blame the wee lag either, because, I mean, if it's slow for me, it's slow for him. Strike 1. Strike 2. So, a couple of weeks ago, this was kind of the highest I'd been, and I was stuck there for ages. Last week, using all blue, I got through it. Just got through again. It's going to be an extremely long video if it keeps on like this. I mean, in general, I've always felt it a wee bit like harder on the Monday or a Tuesday, Don't know why, but it's simply, I don't know, maybe never had the right buffs, or maybe it was because I was focused on gold buffs, or in prime example, focused on purple buffs. Last week, um, because I got the blue buffs like quite early, I was already at a higher level. So let's strike one again. Just to make matters worse, it's bad enough having to do all these levels, but if you have to do them 2 or 3 times, this must. I wish somebody was able to track to see how much server resources this is simply using just by doing the same crap over and over again. I'm still not going to change any people or positioning or. It's a lucky hit there. And just in case I haven't said it, it's hitting 2, then 1, then 4, then 5, then 3. Ironic. I wonder if we'll just get through this. Definitely been a drag, this one. Strike 1. We're at 14 minutes now. I think even the previous videos, they were a wee bit bigger, etc. I was shown troops, etc., and different squads and the beasts. Seems like they're really struggling to get through this. I'm not just on about the squads, I'm on about me mentally watching it. I like the old Mondays where you just let it play and you go away and come back an hour later. Waste an hour of IGG server resources. Imagine the players who don't play the whole week and only play the weekend, or let's just say Thursday onwards. Why of the... I'm not quite sure if that was 2 or 3, but I'm going to give it another shot anyway, because that seemed to... I can't really blame the uploads etc. because I was doing the exact same last week. So saying that, it might just be that there's that many people going through this whole bloody waste of time that the server's overloaded. Oh guys, that looks like that's going to be the last of it then. So, a very what happened there, but a very underwhelming day one. So this is the last week's buffs. So you could kind of have a wee look at the buffs that we had at the same stage. This was kind of at the beginning after we took the buff from last week. And if I just go back to the buffs here, so you've got the buffs there, and this is the same ones here. So I kind of look for critical damage, so 24% critical damage with 36 on the other one. HP we have 4.5. HP we don't have anything there. Where's defense? Don't really have any defense in the purple. Squad attack 9%. Squad attack 15. Combo damage reduction 16. And you can't really compare them 1v1 because they're completely different, but there's a noticeable, critical damage 36%, that's kind of 12% more just in the exact same time. If you look, is there crit 240 on here? We don't have any. Combo 180. Don't really have any on here either. Oh, there's combo 135. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of the series. I did say that I was not going to edit it or change it in any way. And based on the 2 weeks, obviously they're going to be different every week, and obviously there's going to be different scenarios, etc., etc. But based on the 2 weeks, at the exact same stage of getting the blue buffs or just going for the purple buffs, by far we were better just keeping to the blue buffs and not worrying about it. Now, next week I'm going to do the legendary one, and then the final week I'll do the kind of whatever's best that I can get. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how we got on next week. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good night.